All right, guys, welcome, welcome. This was a long intro here. We are here, we are ready. I was trying to make sure, guys, I get hydrated because my throat, as obviously you guys know, I'm still under the weather. So every now and then I might be sipping some water while you guys are here. If you are here, I appreciate you being here. Once again, as usual, please make sure to like, subscribe if you have not subscribed. If you're watching this on replay, quick reminder: your comments, your engagement, your like, your subscription, you subscribing to the channel really helps me a lot. So I would really appreciate all of that from you guys. So again, thanks again for being here. It's going to be an interesting day. So the market keep finding buyers. Where are those buyers coming from? I don't know. I don't know who's keep buying the dip, but it seems like there's a great save going on. And one thing I will also say, it almost feels like there are powers that be that's tricking the algorithm to buy at certain levels. All right. What do I mean by that? So as of today, as we go into the chart, I'm going to show you guys something that I saw. We started to break down, losing structural support. Then at that point, the administration, I think Trump put something out about having U.S. taxpayers paying for the insurance of oil companies going through the Strait of Hormuz, because as of right now it's so expensive. Insurance companies are charging so much money, so a lot of oil tankers realize it's not profitable. They would rather just stay whichever side they own. They would rather just stay there and not go through it. A couple of them, I think four so far, tried to go through, and the IRGC, that's the Iranian army, shot them down. So once that news come out, the algorithm, the way it's set up, those algorithm, they get the news before we do. All right. So when those sort of news comes, and this thing comes specifically at a strong support level that's about to break, it bounces. Algorithm will automatically buy. All right. So now once algorithm buy, you have a lot of retail traders that's sitting there and seeing, hey, we're about to bounce here, so they would come in and buy as well. Now, this is what's pushing the market up. And as it's going up, you can see there's not much volume. It might just grinds up, it grinds up. And unfortunately, what we have seen over the past few months, really, overnight, the market would drop, just like it did yesterday. All these things happens overnight because if you asking yourself, we dropped so much and we rallied a lot. We really got nearly about 60% of the drop back. Why? I mean, this is just something that was said, and potentially we might use the Navy to be used as escort or as security for ships going through. Now, is that something we really going to do? We don't know. That to me is not enough to make the market go as high as it did, because it's not like we don't have a ceasefire, we don't have negotiation going on. The economy, people are still struggling. If you're not working, it's still hard to find a job. We still have prices rising. We still have gas prices going up. So nothing has changed fundamentally. But then again, what did I tell you guys yesterday? The stock market is irrational, and the stock market does certain things because we people like you and I don't control how the stock market really move. We don't have enough money for that. And one thing we also need to realize: the vast majority of trading we never see. This is what they call black trades. When black trades happen, we have no idea. This is, for example, I call you or you call me or I call somebody I know. I say, hey, you have X amount of, I want to buy X amount of shares of whichever company, and we negotiate a price, and they say okay, and then I buy it. That never comes on the market. They don't pay market prices. That's not them. So we don't even see those things. So those are the people that really moves the market. All right. So that being said, let's not see you here, man. And Power Path. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. If you are here, please make sure to like and subscribe and share the video out to anybody. Anybody that's interested in trading or investing or whatever, please get those out to help the channel. I also want to let you guys know, I have to give you that notification up front, that disclaimer. I am not your financial advisor. What I do here is for educational purposes. Anything I do is not any suggestions for you guys to buy or hold or sell anything. What I'm doing is translating the stock market on based on candlestick pattern, based on the charts, on technicals, and I'm letting you know how Coach Lord is actually executing his trades and what he is doing. All right. So if you want to trade, make sure you do your own due diligence. If you don't know what you're doing, contact a financial advisor because trading carries a lot of risk, including loss of capital. So be careful out there. All right. Now that we get that out of the way, let's jump right in because we cannot waste too much time. Here we go. So this is what I was talking about. Again, we're going to start today on the SPX. I keep starting on the SPX because this is a lot cleaner than all of my charts. That's the reason I keep starting here. So you guys remember where we had those levels, right? So first of all, let's just start off with yesterday. I was telling you guys with yesterday. Although we see where we were, this was a no trade zone because we closed right at resistance. And I told you guys the what's more likely to happen is probably a bit of a drop because we just don't have it. But just taking a step back a little bit, we had conflicting messages in different time frames a little bit. Although we were saying a few things in the Qs and the SPY and so on. So here's the main thing. We know we have spoken about that before. I've spoken to you guys about that. Excuse me. You guys know we still have that bit of head and shoulder pattern here, right? So this is just still a part of it, and this is our neckline. What I'm waiting to see, we wanted to see a break of the neckline. We almost had that today. We actually pierced it. We got all the way down here actually. We pierced it, but we closed above the support level. This is the support level that we had. That's the same area we bounced yesterday. At the same time, something very sneaky is happening, right? So we do have a very long tail, but something very sneaky is also happening. What do I mean by that? In case you guys are not paying much attention and you may not see it, again, if you guys are here, please give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, ask a question or anything because those engagements are really good for the channel, and I would really appreciate your support with that. So remember, the this is part of my trading plan. When I have a level that I'm waiting for, I want to see a break, and I need to see confirmation, meaning this was the break, right? This candle right here. Let me just take a different tool to make that just look a little better for you guys. What's back in? Oh, there you go. Arrow. So this candle, no, I don't need that actually. This candle right here, that one is, excuse me, that's our candle that broke. It broke this, but it closed above it. Now that was the initial break candle, even though we closed above. Now we have this actually closed below the trend line. Although it pulled back a lot, right? From where we were, it pulled back a lot. But we still closed below the trend line. What exactly does that mean? That means tomorrow expect high volatility because we either going to squeeze our way up, come and retest that trend line and push back down, or at the very least we might go test it, and if this might still hold, you never know, this might still hold. So that's one play. Or we may gap down once again, gap down and keep the move going. So either way, expect more volatility because right now we are outside of that bit of a wedge pattern that we had, right? So we have the line, we have the wedge. Since we are outside of the wedge pattern, meaning we either going to have to push that back up right inside of this level, or since we down below, we need to make a decision. Are we going to continue going down, or is this going to happen? Because we've been consolidating for months. for months. And I feel like when that moves happen, that move is going to be violent, is going to be fast, and you need to, if you are on the wrong side of that move, you will pay for it. Now let's go in the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hours is looking like something I do not like because we had that squeeze. Look at this candle. We had that squeeze, and you can say once it got back to here, this was some support right here. That on the that's 4 hour support. You guys can see that. A lot of time we come right at around these levels, and we cannot keep making it through. So this actually now is resistance. Used to be support, which is now resistance. So that resistance line is holding and pushing this right back down. This is what I do not like that about this. From what I'm seeing right now. Let me quickly see something. And that's the thing. So if we take the top, and that's the other thing, right? If we take the actually take the top of the move, all that happened was a 50% retracement in the Fibonacci. That's my Fibonacci tool. That blue line, we that's the 50%. So that's all we did. Let me just erase that so everyone can see that a bit clearer. As of right now, all we did is we traced back 50% of that move. So as of right now, this would still be considered more as a bear flag. All right. Now, but I'm not gonna tell you this is a great bear flag. This look perfect. It doesn't. It doesn't because of what we have, those candles looking bullish up there, and we still have gaps in between. But this is what we have. We have to, you don't have to trade everything. I do not trade everything, but what we have, I will call it out. This is what we see. Again, looking at the 30 minutes, what we can see here, we have a big gap right here. Can we fill that gap? I don't know if we can feel it, but every time we got right to that level, we're finding some resistance and we're getting pushed right back down. All right, and if you look right across, you guys can see what's making it do that. So we have former support level, which is now resistance. That's on the 30 minutes. Okay, that's on the 30 minutes. Again, this is the SPX in the 30 minutes. Here's my caution on that. So you guys can see how we did that bearish divergence in the MACD. Now I'm looking at the MACD, right? Right there, you guys can see it. So that seems to be more like something that's doing something like that, a bit of a push up to do a lower high with a bearish divergence in the MACD. If this happened, it might get very, very violent. All right, it might get very violent if this happened. This is what I'm talking about. But again, where would I look for a possible bounce? If you want to play the reversal game, this would be my possible bounce because if we push down right at this level, so we can have a bit of a falling wedge pattern done right here. So if we do that, we might come here and bounce a little bit. So I will be watching that line and see what we do, how we do. And I'm also going to watch this line, see if we can squeeze above. And if we squeeze above, my secondary trend line is going to be taken from here to there. So when I'm day trading, I have primary and secondary line, and I do have a lot of different trend lines. So that's the reason, like if I miss something somewhere, something breaks out, I know exactly where the next level is. What I don't like about this is seeing how. So this would be used as resistance, and we'll actually have a resistance level right there once again. So it's going to be very tough. Unless we gap all the way up, it's going to be a little tough for us to squeeze through this level. That's going to be a bit tough to do that. Now, let me go into SPY. Since most of you guys trade the SPY, let's see exactly what we do. This is how these guys decided to play the game. So we close here. So we squeezed up all the way up, and then we close right here. We gap way down, and then we push down. Actually, let me go in the first 5 minutes so you guys can see how. This is what I tell people. I do not trade the first 5 minutes. I do the at most at best I will trade the first. I will trade after the first 15 minutes because look at this. This is the 5 minute. Look at this candle. So that may tell you, hey, we're about to go down. So maybe you went if you enter here, right? On this candle you enter here. So your stop loss would be where? Your stop loss would be right there if you play it tight or maybe just slightly above right there. They came and take it, right? They came and take it. If you thought we were going to squeeze up when you see this candle started coming here and you thought we were going to squeeze up and you take it there, you got screwed because that thing got reversed. It got reversed very quickly, very quickly. And then what? I mean, I had someone in the chat, which I was very proud of. I had someone in the chat that asked me as the pattern was forming. This is why I like what I do so much, and I love seeing the result of them. As this pattern was being formed, it wasn't even done yet. I had somebody in the chat ask me, hey, Lord, is this an inverted shoulder pattern being formed in the 5 minutes. And I was like, that's a good eye. That is yes. That is yes, meaning we most likely going to squeeze up. And then we squeeze. And this is why I tell you guys, you cannot come in the market. The market is irrational. So you cannot come in the market and say, hey, today the market is going to go, I think the market is going to go up, or I think the market is going to go down. That's something I preach. I will fight everybody about that every single time because we don't know unless you have insider information. We do not know because there's nothing. There is nothing. Let me just actually go straight to me. I was watching a couple of former um, investment managers having a conversation. They tell you the best trade they ever make. Their best trade is counter trade trade against retail traders. These are the easiest money they make. Letting retail traders thinking they have control of something and the retail traders thinking, hey, this is the trend. So now you convince, right? You convince this is the trend, this is where things are going, and you get in. And when you get in, they can see that. Remember, so depending on which broker you're using, you may have access to level two. So I have access to level two. Most people only have level one, and some people don't even know how to read the tape. They don't even know what a level one or level two is. Most people don't, and that's okay. But if you really trade like that and you day trade and whatever, especially if you trade small cap, you know what a level two is, and you can read the tape. It goes fast, but you can read it. It would show in different colors: red, green, a time of sales, black sales, so you can see everything, right? It moves really fast, but you can see it. Now, the difference that has with a lot of people, you cannot really see. There's not even if you have a big candle, that candle did not come with a lot of volume. These guys were are they just sitting on the sideline, letting us get fat as retail traders, keep thinking, well, the market says it's going to go down, so it must go down. No, it doesn't have to go down because the market is irrational and those guys control the market. So I want you guys, when you're trading, have your plan and know exactly where you need to do what you need to do, where the market is going to go, and whatever. So there's two trades today. I lost a couple of trades today, and that was purely based on my plan, but they were controlled small losses. And once that happened, so I won two trades. Once I won the two trades, so I built a buffer, I scale up, and those guys say, you know what, we're gonna push the market the other direction. I didn't force it to say, hey, you know what, this outcome made you to go down. No, hey, that. Listen, this is I've reached my limit. That's break even for me for the day. No, actually, it was a far yeah, it was break even actually. Well, that was break even, and I was out. That's it. Don't try to force it. Don't you cannot force your will on the market. Trust me. We are small fish. We're not even fish. We're like at the bottom of the sea with those guys, and we have whales and orcas going around. Not sharks. I'm talking about whales and orcas going around. So just make sure you're not trying to put your, trying to put your your feelings and say the market is going to go down, it's going to go that direction. No, it's not. It's not going where you say it's going because you say it. If you see it on the chart, then you do. Like right here, I can show you guys right there when you start going on this trade. If you take this trade, let's say you take that. No, let's say okay, you miss the entire drop here. Let's say you miss the entire drop here, right? And then you gotta pull back. Boom. You get in here and you waiting for a push down. Now, what did the market do? That's one of the trade where they got me on that. He did this. That's a great entry. Trying to catch that move down. All right. If you trade aggressive, great entry. If you don't, you're waiting for the market to actually come and cross below. And let's say if that move is here, you can get from here to here and you're done. You don't need to take the entire thing. All right. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I was waiting for the push down, and that did not happen. Right. So when that did not happen, but that was something I also said to the people in the chat. This is the right now the market is down. This is the higher probability move. That's the continuation move. But I'm not oblivious to see we might also do a double bottom. And the double bottom is what ended up winning out. And when it did, I got stopped out. I'm good. Like, I trade my strategy. I had the higher probability. I took the higher probability trade. So just remember, one thing I keep saying to you guys every single time again, every single time, and I realize right now this is turning more into like a class or something. But I'm just gonna give you guys some game real quick. All right. So if you trading you trading your trading plan, you lose a trade. It's not a big deal. Don't get upset and try to get that trade back. Oh, they got me, but I'm sure this is what's gonna happen. And the problem that happened with a lot of people. So let's say they do that, and the market do this, boom, and it does that, and a lot of people don't have a stop loss. When they start doing that, what does that people do here? Most people don't get out. When they right there, guess what? Now they losing. They add. They down 20% on that play right here. They just add. It goes up again. They add some more. Now, let's say now they say now they up. That's emotional hijack. Emotionally, you completely hijack at this point, right? So now you wanna you that's hope and pray. This is like casino. That's casino money now. Now this happened. It comes here and you're like, oh, strong resistance level. It's definitely going to go down right here, right? So now you got this candle, and you said, I knew it. Today is gonna be a day where the market is going to be bearish and it has to go down. So you got a red candle, and then you started seeing this coming. Guess what they did right there again? When they see this, they added more money, or they added more contracts. And then this happened, right? Now, this happened. There's barely anything left now. Oh, look, would you look at that? This is a nice evening star that just happened right at resistance level. Look at this great candle we're about to push down. And this is the game they play. It just consolidating there and then it squeeze up. And next thing you know, your account is blown. All right. So I know I'm sort of like if you make Michael McCoy, I'm preaching to you guys. But I just felt like that was today was a great example on how the market is irrational. I literally said that yesterday. The market is irrational. There's with whatever the administration put out about this whole fake we going to give insurance to companies thing. That's not enough to push the market up. This is just purely those guys trying to find ways to sucker retail traders in, and when retail traders get in, they drop it on your head. Now the market closed once again right there. I have to drink some water, guys. Mm. Market closed right there after hours. That's what starts to happen. All right. Oh, that's getting me. That's getting me. But we're doing it. All right. So that is that. All right. Let me check the 30 minutes real quick once again. So if we look at the 30 minutes, let's look at the higher probability play from where we are. From where we are currently, we have two trades at play. All right, two trades at play. We have a possible double top, right? Possible double top. We are right there. This is where we are. There's a possible double top, and we also have a possible bull flag. So, excuse me. Since we are so close, you got to pay attention to the MACD as well. If the MACD goes down, this is definitely going to be a double top because we're going to have bearish divergence, and that will push the market down. Bearish divergence will push it down. Now, if we can have the bull flag, if we can squeeze right above this level right there, I don't know how high we could go since we have a lot of resistance right up there. I don't. Again, the market is irrational. It may keep wanting. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason for it to do so, but I cannot put my will on the market. We can only trade what's in front of us. We cannot trade the market we wish we have. We can only trade the market that we have. All right. So that's the two plays I want you guys to pay attention to. So this is what I'm going to do. Going into tomorrow. Let me see. Let me just already do that right now. So I am going to have right there. I'm going to have my alert is going to set up right here. So that way, if we squeezing up, I want to see it. And since there's strong support right there, I'm gonna put that right in the middle because I have a zone crossing down, so I can see exactly what's going on, so I can be prepared. Now, in the overnight market, a lot of things can be resolved in the overnight market, so we'll see exactly how all of that plays out. So that's the two probabilities we have. Now it's hard for me to take one or the other because while we are exactly at support, which would mean I would say, hey, this is a bull flag right at a strong support zone. That means this is my strategy. That means hey, most likely higher probability means we're going to squeeze up. Now, why am I sort of like frozen in place and not taking any action? Or I didn't take any action at the end of day today. I didn't buy anything whatsoever. I just stay put. Why? Because we are also having a double top at a resistance level. So this is something that right there, that's the little zone. You guys can see it. So we had that little pocket right here a couple of days ago, and then as soon as the market opened, we squeezed up. Can we do the same thing? I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. All these gaps that we have right now, making it a little harder for me to be able to read this and really find patterns because I don't have anything here. All these are gaps. I don't really have anything, so it's making it a little harder for me to find exactly what's going on. So it's like there's gaps everywhere, so that makes it a little tougher. So when you in doubt like that, what you do is you go on the higher time frame and see what's happening in the higher time frame. So as of right now, we have not broken this head and shoulder pattern. We have not broken that yet. I guess you can say yeah, we did break it here, right? Let's say this is our neckline. This is a break and retest right there. That's the 4 hour time frame showing me that now. That's what the 4 hours is showing me. We had no, that's the 2 hours. I'm sorry. This is the 2 hours. We had a break of the neckline, which is right here. Neckline was broken, gap down, retest. Seems like we pulling back. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow. As of right now, I cannot make a decision, especially when you're looking at the MACD, where the MACD is already so oversold already. So that's why I didn't make any take any decision on that. But this is what we are looking at now. Let's keep the trend moving. Take a quick look at our Our friend Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still acting like uh, this is really sad, guys. Honestly, this is sad. The way those guys took over Bitcoin. Bitcoin should be flying right now, right? Like Bitcoin was supposed to be a safe haven, where when the market is down and there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of bad things happening, Bitcoin typically flies. Ethereum flies. That's how it used to be. And then those guys just like, you know what? We don't like the fact that there's an asset class out there that we don't control. So they came in, they badmouth Bitcoin, and get a lot of retail traders scared, dump their Bitcoin. They bought a lot of them very, very low, and then now they completely take control over it. Whenever they feel like it, they dump a bunch on the market and drop the price. And then when retail also got caught in and start selling because they see a flash sale, they go and buy those things at a lower price. And they just been doing that and doing that. And right now, what at a period right now when crypto is supposed to be rallying because the stock market is faulting, right? The economy is having issues. Those are great conditions for crypto to squeeze, and we're just not seeing it. Unfortunately, we're not seeing it. Crypto has been dropping since what? Since last summer. That has been dropping since last summer, and this is what we are looking at right now. There's nothing. This is. I'm not going to waste my time really reviewing that because this to me is like, what is this? That's just consolidation. Ether's doing the exact same thing. This is just a little bit of a consolidation zone. That's all we have here. Nothing exciting, nothing whatever. It's just it's just stuck here. It's been completely taken over. Taking a quick look at the NQ, see how the NQ is looking. This is the NQ, and the NQ is looking like it's down in the overnight market. You guys can see it. The daily is not looking good. Doing this in yikes negative territory, given that that's not very good. Excuse me. Let's see. Looking here, so we can see the top of the head and shoulder pattern. It's right there. This was vivid. We see it. Um, as of right now, yeah, that seems more like a. Let me just trace it for you guys again. As of right now, this seems more like a. Let me just do that. Yeah, this is it. And was our neckline was like around right there. Uh-oh. That's our neckline. So we broke and we came back to retest it. So last time we break it, we went back in to test the upper end of the right shoulder. It held, and we actually now we're doing a retest right below the neckline. So that's hopefully that gets resolved um, in the overnight market. But as of right now, this is not looking very good. This is not looking very good. All right. That being said, guys, I don't have anything else for you guys. Once again, if you are here, if you appreciate this, if you learn anything, I would appreciate some engagement. If you can drop me an emoji, ask a question if you have any questions or anything like that, that would be great. I'm always more than happy to answer questions for everyone. If you have not done so yet, please make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. I do have plenty of videos in the on the channel. Make sure to check out some strategy videos on the channel as well. I'm still under the weather. As soon as I get better, I have more videos coming for you guys. But as of right now, I don't have many videos on. Well, I already have some on there. As of right now, I've not been able to create the new ones I've been talking about. Taking a quick look at the VIX, the one thing I don't like that happened with the VIX, so that bit of a pullback that we did, that means, unfortunately, the VIX closed right below the 10% line. If anyone remembers the 10%, when the VIX spike 10%, it gives us history teaches us there is an 85% chance of a reversal day within the next two sessions. All right. So this is how this is what we have within the next two sessions. We should have a reversal day, and the VIX went to 9.94%. So meaning we don't have that bit of hedge, because remember they program those algorithms. The algorithms are fed all of these informations as well. All right, so they likely get kicked in when things like that happen. They ready to find some sort of a reason to get triggered. Maybe some fake news, some manufactured thing, some company or some analyst, or some investment bank put out there, and then they just use that and they just start buying. Now we don't have that. We don't have that win in our back going into tomorrow and the rest of the week, or then Thursday. So we don't have that. And remember when I was telling you guys that when the VIX was down here, it doesn't take much for the VIX to spike. Today we got to 27. That's how high we got in the VIX. 27. All right? That's how high we got in the VIX. So expect a lot of volatility, because when the VIX spike, option prices becomes expensive, or elevated, if you want to say the fancy way. This is what happens. You look at the MACD in the daily. This is what I was telling you guys. The MACD looks like it was coursing up, and it did. Although we're getting red candle, and that resistance level is holding, how long is this going to reverse, right? So look at resistance. Both resistance and support is the exact same thing, right? It's like if you have a door or a wall and you're trying to get in and you keep going in, it's stopping. You keep going, it's stopping. You can see all these pops, right? Once you put your whole weight into it, and you put your shoulder into it and finally go in. When you do, what typically happens? You just fly through it. It never opens, just a little bit. So you see how when this happened at right there, every single time we break this level, look how high we spike. Every single time, look how high those spikes get to. They get to 60 every single time. So this is what we possibly dealing with right now. So this is what I'll tell you guys once again. If you got scared today, if your portfolio had no protection on it today, you know what? You dodged a bullet. This is what I say. You dodged a bullet. If you had no protection on your portfolio today, you dodged a bullet, and you had another try, and whatever. So for me, I'm having protection on my portfolio. I'm absolutely doing that, right? So even at the worst, even at the worst time on the market, my account was down no more than like $500. One, I don't have a whole lot of plays out there. I have a couple, I have a few, but I don't have a lot out there, and they are not short dated play. I think there's only one that have like 45 days. That's not really that short, but it's still 45 days. Aside from that, everything is like 60, more than 60, 90 days out, and maybe to leap out a good situation or whatever, things like that. They are a bit longer, so this is the way I'm playing the game to make sure I protect my portfolio. Don't have some dry powder. By dry powder, typically that means have some cash on the side, because we are elevated right now. And if a drop happens, which will be an opportunity, you can't cry and say, "Oh my God, this drop happened," and whatever. The stock market is rigged, and this is what, look at what they didn't do nothing. Okay, you had warning. All right, you cannot change what you cannot change. The only thing you can control is how you manage your own account, because the manipulation is going to be there. Insiders will have information before you do. Accept those things. It's part of trading. Unless you're a big investment bank, you don't have all the info when those guys have the info. So accept that and devise a plan on how to trade around all of these things. There are sharks in the water. There are sharks in the water. So make sure when you go in there, you go in there with no fear, but you also have a plan. All right, you also have a plan. So that being said, again, if you survive today or the past couple of days, actually, I would say still congratulations, you in the game. That is the one good thing. Every single day that you survive the market is a day that you have that you can potentially catch your big break. Now, I'm not saying go tomorrow and put everything on this whatever stock or this whatever play. Not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is every single day you survive, because this is a survival game. It's a, so even people who don't know how to trade, eventually they're going to catch something. So the longer you can survive in this game, the better you're going to be. And I was speaking with somebody. I don't know really reveal names because I never do that. You guys know how much I champion. If I well, let me say I never. If I didn't talk to you about that prior, I'm never gonna reveal your name. You guys know how much I champion base hits. Everything's not going to be a home run. You get base hits, take your win, appreciate it. If you could have made more, find out why you didn't make more and how you can adjust that. Not by just saying, hey, I'm just gonna let something run, but by implementing something else inside of your trading plan because you do not want to do something that's not part of your trading plan, getting away from it because you're trying to capture a bigger win. So it's okay. I know you. I know you're watching. So I hope I'm not gonna say your name, but I hope you don't mind me sharing that and whatever. And I hope you do appreciate a win is a win. Small wins or not, base hit adds up. All right, base just remember that base hits adds up. That was good trading today. Take the win. You did great. If you feel like you can make more, you can maximize it more, make sure this is not something you just come in the market and say, I just want to make more today, but instead go back and review your trading plan and say, how can I improve my trading plan to make more? And make sure you test it. Don't just jump in the market and doing that, especially with those sharks out there right now, and test it. That being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I have to go meet with those guys on the team. The team's live. I'll be there right after this chat. I know it's a little late. I pushed through it again. I apologize for coughing in you guys' ears for a couple of times, but I cannot help it. I'm really trying. I'm really trying to make sure I show up for you guys. I do appreciate you guys being here once again. Make sure to like, subscribe, share the video, and I appreciate the support. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.